Coach, I know that's got to be a tough one to swallow here, the way that things unfolded tonight. Was this really, did it come down to penalties? I mean, you look at, nine or 10 penalties here tonight, and then a couple of key drives where they end up with points, 10 points, I think, in total on 2 drives where you guys had them off the field on 3rd down.
Yeah, 100%. And again, that's me as the head coach. It's something obviously I'm allowing, but there was 2 drives on. We had them off the field on a 4th down. We get a PI, and then we have them on the field or a field goal attempt or whatever on a 3rd and 9, and we get a late hit. So that killed us. And then offensively, we're 3rd and 1. And we get back-to-back false starts, there where we're driving to score, and so there's a lot of plays, but ultimately, that hurts you in key situations when you're trying to get off the field, you're trying to, get back in the game, and I've got to do a better job of getting us to play cleaner game.
I know it's got to be concerning and probably frustrating too, this deep into the season to see that pop up again.
It is, and we've done a lot that we feel like has, helped us in those situations, but in key situations, in the pressure moments, we're undisciplined. It hurts me to say that, and that's it's something, one of our values, and I've done a bad job of allowing those things to happen and not fixing it, and it's frustrating because it cost you maybe an opportunity to win another game, And credit I think you got to give credit to them. They wanted the game more. Again, that's on me. They wanted the game more. They played more together as a team than we did, and it showed up, And so I got to figure out, me and the coaches, we got to get together and just talk about some things, and maybe it's a wake up call, right? Or it could send us in a spiral. And so our job as coaches, we got to make sure that we learn from it and hopefully fix the things that need to be fixed and go forward.
Penalties aside, they were still 7 of 14 on 3rd down tonight. What made them so tough to get off the field?
Yeah, I mean, their quarterback was 16 of 20. He threw the ball well and had been completing 52% of his passes, and tonight he looked like Lamar Jackson out there, and so I think there's maybe it was some scheme things. Maybe we didn't make some plays that we were capable of making. But anytime when you're 7 of 14 on 3rd down, obviously we got to look inward and see, hey, did we not have some right calls or some of the scheme wise from that standpoint? I don't know exactly how many out of that 14 were they short yardage, were they 3rd and longs. I got to look at those, but that's not very good.
No, they were getting some chunks on 1st down tonight.
And so, I think if you look at, without watching the video, they dominated 1st down, and there were a lot of 2nd and mediums and 3rd and shorts, and they could, go for it. And then when we got them in a 3rd and long, whether it was a penalty or they converted a pass or some of those things, and you got to give credit to them, and that they obviously played better than we did.
Was it tough to prepare? I mean, they didn't really make it known who their quarterback was going to be here this week. How do you prepare like that?
No. Our jobs is to play no matter who shows up, and we didn't do a good job of playing in a way that allowed us to play the type of game I think we are. And maybe we're just not very good either. Maybe we've just figured it out. Maybe people realize, hey, we're not that good, and we've got to play cleaner to try to have a chance to win with the current group that we have.
You talked about it this week, the touching the stove, right, with a child, and you go out and now you get burned. Yeah. I mean, is it something that can serve, like you said, as a wake up call or as a potential turning point for the year? That's
what you hope. You hope that you look inward as coaches, as players, and everybody. You look inward and say, hey, all right, what got us to this point? Why are we not playing the game the way that I believe that we are capable of with the group that we have? And again, that's me. I've got to figure that out. That's what my job is to do, and I've not done that. But hopefully, you can go 2 ways. You can look at it, and it can get you refocused, and you can go play good football going forward, or it can start a spiral. And so we got to wake up and hopefully not let it spiral.
A couple of injuries tonight. Trayon Sibley there late. Jay Hardy early in the game. Those two, any updates on them?
Jay was a high ankle sprain, so that's probably high ankles are hard, so that's another probably 3 to 5 weeks most likely. We'll see how serious it is. And Sibley's was a hamstring, so Hopefully it's not like a major strain, but if it is, that's in 3 to 5 weeks. It's been one of those years from an injury standpoint where we've just not been able to play full strength. For whatever reason, we just had a bunch of little things here or there that has hurt us from that standpoint. And the depth I thought we were going to have hadn't shown up as much because of some of those things. But nobody cares. Nobody's going to cry over it. So we hopefully we can figure it out going forward.
Caden got your run game going tonight. Cooley had 9 carries for 37 yards. Was it just kind of the game script that called for that kind of night from him? What was it that that they bottled up your?
I think one, they did a really nice job. We couldn't get them off the field, so they were using the clock, and so that was part of it. And then I thought they did a nice job. of up front of moving, and we struggled with their movement up front O-line wise. There were some things that we uncharacteristically did that we normally don't do that I think didn't allow us to maybe have some of those explosive plays running. If you look at it and as we're watching the game as it goes, and so it wasn't necessarily planned that way. It sort of showed up, and then I don't know if we handed it off, except maybe 2 to 3 times where we had a lot of clean, like explosive runs, and so we got to go back and look at that and then study it and see what the challenge is and see what we got to improve there.
People make a lot of your guys' starts, but you got to punt on the first defensive drive. You got to touch on your first offensive drive. What did you think of your start? Was there something that changed maybe down the stretch that kind of threw you guys off?
We went up 7-0, and then they converted a third down and they made it 7-7, and then we had a good drive going. And we messed up 2 plays in a row where it was self-inflicted wounds where we could have maybe answered their drive, and went up 14-7. We had a really good play on, and we just didn't execute it. And so, and then you punt, and then I think they go score again, and it was just one of those. And you tied at halftime, and you come out, and we don't execute a pass play where we had a chance to get a first down. We punt, they score, and we're always just playing from behind right there a little bit, and we couldn't get them off the field enough. To where you had more opportunities on offense, to go do something. When you get the ball back, you're almost in a. I think the second time we got the ball in the third quarter, it was almost over. So that shows you what they did. What they did a little bit there. From that standpoint, half the quarter was gone when we got it back, and then after that, I think they ran it down to maybe the fourth or something. So, again, we got to do a better job of getting guys off the field. We got to do a better job offensively executing and not having some self-inflicted wounds. Like I said, you're 3rd and 1 down there. You got 2 plays to get a first down and 5 minutes to go. We can get that first down there, and they call a false start on us. I got to look at that one. We looked at it. It didn't look like a false start, but then our tackle false started, so we go from 3rd and 1 to 3rd and 12. And that's devastating there because you feel like you got a chance to go score and tie it up with 5 minutes to go, and just weren't able to do it. And then they went right down the field and got a field goal and sort of put it out of reach.